يموس
أهلا وسهلا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to our beautiful mothers and our fathers, our grandparents, our ancestors, and all the beautiful hearts of the people of the South. May Allah grant barakat. This on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, 1446 Hijri. A beautiful Yomul, it's the Yomul Ithnain. We normally we honor the mothers on the second day because the number, the Ahad is Allah, the Ithnain is the mother, and the Thalatha is the son and the father. Okay, that is coordination. How the coordinates of the numerology is profounded in your evolution and in your numerological orders. Okay. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Beautiful evening of Maulud. A very enticing season of spring in your lives. What we as souls must understand is that we understand seasons. Seasons are the natural formulas, like the woman, our mothers, your wives, your daughters. They have 4 seasons per month inside of the evolution of the self. Okay, they experience where they don't want their husbands close to them. They experience when they want their mothers close to them. They experience when they want their husbands close to them. They experience when they don't want their children close to them. That's the 4 seasons. Okay, it's a time where there is fertility. There's a time where there is purging. Okay, it's a time where she has to go into her condensation. Okay, she's a mother earth, she's a mother planet. Everything inside the mother, inside the woman, that is the actual signals, that's the ayats, that's the symbols of how mother earth is synchronizing with mother nature. All right, you cannot understand God if you don't understand his most most delicate miracle, and that is the mother. Okay, the woman. Okay, we are a civilization that needs to crack the codes here because we are in a hell of a mess. Okay, we founded religions and founded gods. If Jesus must come today, we'll crucify Jesus again. If Muhammad will come, we will kill Muhammad. Okay? So whatever you are practicing now, guys, it's the opposite of what you ever believed what was the real message that was for you to have understood as a higher conscious. Okay? As a self. Okay, now you have been practicing religion now for 2,000 years, 1,500 years, 1,400 years. If you are a civilization that has been practicing religion for so long, why are you still afraid of a God? Why are you still escaping the court of God? Why are you still avoiding to stand up in your truth? Why are you still avoiding to go within? Why are you still avoiding to speak the truth? So it means to me that your gods has been institutionalized in a religion, and that was founded mostly in the northern hemisphere. Okay, when that gods decided to descend onto you in the south, then they gave you the philosophy of how to believe. Okay, so you had no understanding of how to find the God. So the God had to send someone from the north to the south so that you could be told who a God is. Now, people, I mean, like, come on now. Not even my child of 20 years old is going to accept something of that magnitude. But because they found me practicing it, they had blindly followed me. Okay. Now, I again, for example, I found my community doing it, then I have to, because this is the blind, this is the copy and paste situation we are in today. That is why the religions that we are following in general, people, it's void of spiritual reality. It has no communication with a God but via another human being. Okay? You have to find a priest, or you have to find a rabbi, or you have to find a holy man or a guru in order to find any path to a God. Okay? Now, the God that must have sent you in this dunya, hy moet 'n gevaarlike dom God wees. Hy moet 'n onnoselike God wees, because hoekom wil hy dan nie iets, hy moet sy rekliese met hom praat? Hoekom wil hy nie iets, hy moet directly met hom interact nie? Unless, when the Greeks, the philosophers, the culture, had interpreted, the different, Aristotle and all these little guys, had given their perspective of who they are, what life is, what this different interpretations are. They were a matriarch civilization, you see. Then came the Persians. Okay, the Persians has a great deal to do with how you believe today, as a civilization. Okay, they had a lot of influence on how, because they were one of the oldest civilizations, how they interpreted, how they sculptured for you, for many centuries, people. You have no idea what was planted in you. One of the reasons why you don't know Allah is because you are following something which was not from your own selves. Okay? Why you are afraid of Allah, why you are in ignorance, why you are in darkness, because you're following something which was institutionalized, and then a God was taken into a house. Okay, that is how Europe, the Romans had seized the system of running this as a full-time colonization. That's where the British comes in. Okay, that is when it went into America, the religious wheel. That is where it became a commercial, full-on entity. Okay. Today, the religions that you are all believing in, we are all believing in, it is fraudulent systems that controls something which nobody can control, which is God. Okay. Why you don't know Allah, why you are afraid of Akhirah, why you are living in such fictitious systems, is because of having to deny the knowledge of self. Okay? Now, today, in your age, in your time, as souls, as higher conscious, as people, as a civilization collectively that lives in one universal conscious, that should understand each one as a mirror, each one as a reflection, each one as a purpose seeker and a truth establisher. All right. We are coming into that valley of a civilization where it is the season of harvest. Okay, the Yaqub age that has occupied you, that has created religions. Yaqub, Jacob, Yaqub. Okay, this is the age, that you have seen them resurrecting and erecting religions and houses where they seize gods in. Okay, this is yani the Yaqub and Ishaq age, okay, the Ismail age, okay, if you were given an upgrade in your frequency, okay, your channel would have changed, okay. You would have found yani divine presence and space and growth and maturity, and you would have yani released past of your mental enslavement. Okay, you would have been discharged from the last capture of the Yaqubs. Look, the Yaqubs tells you, the sons of Yaqubs tells you emphatically, we are the sons of Yaqub. We are here to play you. But because you are not reading, you don't have a script, you don't have a narrative to to counter their vision, okay, they following the book of life, okay. If you follow the injunctions of your Quran, okay, that is inside of us. Quran is not on the outside. If you don't understand that the Quran is how you have been modeled to be present and your lights on and your conscious awareness focus, you don't have to find the facts in the Quran because it's already felt. You feel the time, the cosmic, the akhirah clock is inside of you guys. Once the clock is your batteries is charged, okay, your muscles, your meat, your energy, your organs, once that is organized, then your battery is gecharged. Dan kan jou phone uitvou, okay, dan kan jy receive messages en dan kan jy download apps, okay, dan kan jy begin te lewe, right? When you have left the prison which you are currently in still. Most of you are living in hell, most of you, okay. And what do you do in hell? You perform shirk in hell, you perform oppression in hell, you destroy yourself in hell, you convict yourself of false gods in hell, okay. But this is all a simulation when you are in the Yaqub's phase of your incarnations and in your expansion of purpose, okay. You are and I am we are supposed to find maturity, okay. This is a place to grow your matureness. Now, where does your harvest come from? It comes from your ancestors. You didn't plant your own seed, it was planted inside of you. Remember, you are not your body, you are your conscious. But what gives you the stimulation is that how you took care of your body, firstly, how you maintained your cultural identity. Yani, that has got to do with your ancestral spiritual link, right? Um, you are the final version of a million to 1 million something people that came over the last centuries. Okay, you have not come here by mistake. Okay, you are just at this moment in time still frying in hell. Okay, so once you tired of punishment, that's the time you will be exited into the new evolution. Now, those of us that has discovered the upgrade, okay, in this evolution since the COVID, okay, this starts already from 2012, okay. This whole thing is cycles within cycles, okay, subject to the level of your intellectual capacity and how much you have been venomed, how much of venom, poison is still inside of your system. Now, you have to clean. You have to cleanse. Whether you go to the Nile River or whether you go to the Ganges River or whether whichever, if you go to the Jordan, Urdun comes from garden, Urdun. There's a river in Urdun as well. Or whether it is in Iraq, which is Iraq means in Arabic, in the cosmic language of the Akhirah, Iraq means your veins, Araq. Okay. All these words are spells in your it's traps. It's like what do we call this word? It's like it's out there to haunt you down. Okay, it's traps. It's can't come to the special word I'm searching for, but it's how you are unconsciously try that. How do they try to consciously trap you? How do they try to capture you? Okay, this is the sons of Yaqub. It's real, people. They did it to you now, and since the 7th of October, that's their work, people. They create religions, they create conscious, they create patterns, they create thoughts. They spend nothing, they spend billions to keep you locked into a ritual which is satanic, demonizing. You all don't know Allah. You just have a word of God, but you have no communication. You can't call Allah your friend. You can't be a friend of Allah. Why? After 2,000 years, why did you not discover a God? You have been busy with idols. That is why. But you cannot come to terms with it because it doesn't correlate with your truth that your adversary has told you. They control everything, people. In the lower end, in the hell end, in the Yaqub end, in the Aqibay, okay? You must come out of it. You shift out of it. It's a conscious shift. Okay, you break free from it. It's okay. It's in the allegory of Yusuf in the story. Okay, but now luckily now, because those of us that are now in the ascension period of activating the Masjid al-Haram, the second visitation, the second activation. Okay, ثم دنا فتدلى فكان قاب قوسين أو أدنى فأوحى إلى ربه ما أوحى ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى. What we are now as a collective civilization are for those who has crossed the sea, okay, for those who has been upgraded in their conscious and in the levels of intellectual, the intellectual strength, okay, the spiritual, the spiritual drive, right? They are now seeing something which we had not seen before in our conscious presence. Okay, the facts, the knowledge, the science, the truth, the lights, the suns, the moons, people. إني رأيت أحد عشر كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتموني رأيتهم ساجدين. Okay, what if you are part of the ascending tribes of this age, okay, this is the second coming. Okay, this is what we call the coming of Isa. You are in there. We are seeing it. We are witnessing this Christa conscious awakening of under upgrading our higher selves, our higher powers, our higher skills, our higher definition of self. Okay, it's beyond the scientific definition of psychology. Okay, this is pure spirit. This is pure spirit. It's ruh. It's ruh. فَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. Okay, you are now supposed to be alchemizing and alchemizing with spirit, with pure spirit intelligence, pure intelligence. This is ilm. This is pure love. Now, when you come to such an age, this is we call the age of Muhammad. This is the season of Muhammad. Okay, in the heavens, because that which is unfolding and that is which is you are being upgraded in. Okay, you've never known it in your lives. It's a richness. It's like it's you. The things that you think of, will happen in its presence, yani. Because you are seeing the world and you're seeing reality through the eyes, through the lenses of your Rabb. Okay? This is something else that you will experience, and these upgrades are for those who has made it to the Aqsaa, okay, who has reached their furthest level and has exerted themselves to find the actual place of where peace is generated. Once you found the peace, that is where the nur is now streaming, right? This is where knowledge, we need knowledge here, guys. We don't need money. If you have knowledge, the real knowledge, not fake knowledge, not Christian knowledge, not these Babylonian magic, blood magic and money magic and sex magic. You don't need that. You are now in the purpose of paradise, of the kingdom within. All right. This is what we call the deenul fitra. When Allah speaks about liyudhirahu ala dini kulli walau kariyal mushrikun, you are in that time where if you enter into this space of intelligence, of spiritual reality, of intellectual content, okay, if you have the will to go into this with the ancestors blessings, with their barakah. Okay, the ancestors here is not just now your biological parents. It's got to do with the spiritual parents now. Okay, your spiritual fathers and mothers, and ammatukum wa khalatukum wa banatul akhi wa banatul ukhti. They are all part of this simulation as you go into this new paradigm of conscious in the evolution of this earth today. Okay, your earth is clean. We cleanse the earth. The brains is cleansed. We have filtered out everything. Okay, we are no longer stuck in the narrative of an occupied God, a colonialist God, a God handlers, a commercial religion, a commercial entity that wants you to pay for salvation. Now you found the kingdom is within. This is where you're going to find the deen wallahi al-fitra. This is where the innate, the actual natural laws of yourself will guide and govern your prosperity. Okay, this is real now. Okay, this is beyond the lenses of religion, because religion was created as an adversary to what the actual conditioning of the kingdom within is. The kingdom is your Jannah. Okay, this is in your conscious presence with the permission of you, allowing you into that higher arc. Okay, Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah. This is the only deen Allah knows. We call it the deenul fitra. This you find in the Aqsaa in the heavens. The Aqsaa is within you, because you have to find and uncover it from how you approach it. Okay? So you can't be a mushrik, as what our conditions are at the moment. We are all over. Okay, the highest God in our lives is the dollar, because that gives us value to our currency. That's why we prepared to pay 4 or 5 times more for the real or for the Turkish. The Turkish is a bit low now. What is it? Turkish. Lira. And then the Egyptian pound is also weaker than the South African rand, but that's your currency. It's subject as how to they have manipulated you in your in the false narrative, because they run your lives, they own your gods, they got everything from A to Z, because that's Jahannam. That is the contract God gave Shaitan. Okay, just you and I have been simulating due to a reality, due to following my father and you following your father and my son following his father. But there comes a time such as COVID, and where you have to come to terms with the fact that all your religions and all your gods had failed, that failed miserably. Okay, you couldn't call on your God to help your mother when she was busy dying alone in hospital because that God was dead that you believed in. Okay, that is how the cycles of cosmology works, people. Okay, how to bring in a new philosophy, how to download a new processor, how to upload a new Windows number 5.8. How? It's to bring something to her knees. So you had witnessed it, and then you had to dispatch, or you had to run. That's the time, Yani, when the boat goes down, when Moses sinks the boat. Yani, you have to find a new narrative and a new reality and a new truth, because all your gods was then dismantled. Okay. Now you find such a thing in your lifetime, as many of you have found it, mashallah tabarakallah, you have chosen to come in at this time. I've chosen to come in. I know that. I know for that for my sure. And I know the fact that why I am here. I know what I have to do. Yani, because there's a contract in place always. Just we sign contracts with the devil, and then we expect to find morality from that kind of balancing. Okay. That's a Luciferian life. Okay. People, we don't hold anybody blameworthy. We are just speaking about our experience, okay? How we navigating and where we know we're going. We don't fear death. We don't fear what is happening because we know, we don't believe. This is not something about belief. This is you gotta know because okay? Now, mashallah, tabarakallah. Now, when you had stripped yourself of this and you are in this time, the new deen is coming now. The deen of fitraa, the deen of your nature, the deen of your innate. That's coming now. If you had done the work, then you will know where you are. Because the kingdom is within you if you had uncovered, if you had upgraded, if you had ascended, if you had found your Aqsaa. Okay? Whilst the Yaqubites, the children of Yaqub, as they told you in your face on CNN, on BBC, in the Congress, they tell you who they are. They tell you who Binyamin, why Binyamin. Okay? They tell you. But it's just that's the hell version, but you are fighting them in illusions. Okay? So you must come to terms with the fact that all the religions was manufactured by the children of Yaqub. Okay? All of it, all of it, all of it, people. If you don't know a God yet, then you still be living in a false God. Okay? How long are you going to find a God? How long are you going to study in university to understand a subject? For how long must you live like this and not know Allah? It doesn't make sense, people. You must by now know that you have a false impression of a God because that narrative was cancelled. Okay? Understand you are living in an age of shirk because after your narrative was dismantled and you cannot understand what I'm saying, it means that you have not activated your feelers. You mustn't understand what I say. You must feel what I say. This is not an age of intellectualizing. This is an age of feeling. If you feel it, then you are alive. If you can't feel it within, then the light is off on the outside. Okay? This is the module. This is the opposite of what we thought reality is. Okay? It's the opposite of how we had worked on our ego, on our portfolios, on our banking accounts. If you want to remain in hell, it's easy, people. It's easy. But you missed an opportunity of a lifetime. Okay? Because of COVID, you cannot work anything before COVID now. COVID was your divider. You had a second chance in your civilization. Your God woke up after not allowing us into the holy lands, into the holy sereneness of peace. Okay, this is intellectually, physiologically, metaphysically with our souls. Okay, We have been given entry there. How do we know we've been given entry there? Because of the knowledge we are getting, the insights, that the wisdom, the amount of things that we are prepared to actually purge off, just to get to that next point as self, as souls. We don't mind. We don't mind. We leave that, but we want to be there because that is where we are targeting. Okay, we want the new ard muqaddas. Yeah. Okay, it's got nothing to do with nationality. It's got nothing to do with the Arabs here. This is a big run. It's a massive run. It's a gold run. It's a gold run. Mashallah, tabarakallah. It's all in your Quran. But if you are souls, if you are jinn, then you are not going to understand your purpose. Once you are coming to your angelic format of who you are in light, malaikas, you are supposed to be a malaika when you activate your higher conscious. Okay. Once you get to that level, then your angle, perspective, and your patterns will be remoduled, like that. The mother, the great mother in the story, in the allegory of Yusuf. Okay, when she says, "Al-ana hashal haq, ana qad rawattuhu an nafsihi." So when the matriarch is once again placed in her nature, when you bring peace to your inner self is your matriarch, your feminine energy. Okay, something you feel is feminine, something you see is masculine, physical and masculine, and the not the emotions, the unseen. Okay, that's what lives within you, but it's got different levels. It's higher stages that you have to go. Those of us that has pierced through, okay, it is morally binding on them. If they know others are being misled, it is morally binding on them to expose it. Okay, must say it. It's going to be a help. You cannot ascend into the higher order if you don't express it, right? We're not doing this for money. Remember, kul la as'alukum an ajrin. We are searching for wisdom. We are giving out on this level so that we can get. If you don't give, you don't get. So the more we give, the more we get. If you don't empty your pockets, why do you want to ask for more? Okay, this is the cycles. It's now Maghrib is iftar time. But shukran so much for your guys time and for your understanding and for paying attention. May Allah grant barakat, Brother Adnan, and all the beautiful people of the South. And may Allah Ta'ala grant us understanding and insight. Enjoy your buka. This maandag vandaag. حياكم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا مصطفى كل شيء لله يا نورا من نور الله يا مصطفى